So, okay, so you feel like this has been told during the Egyptian time period when
Right.
it comes to hieroglyphics and things of that nature. Okay, so let me ask you this. What nation of people were ruling Egypt? The Egyptians, right? Egyptians. Now, what do those people look like? Are they the modern day Egyptians today? Or your so-called Africans?
I would say they look like us.
Okay. So I'm going to show you, give me Exodus 11:4. There's a difference. What you have to do, what your assignment is, you got to figure out where you come from. You got to figure out your nation. What nation do you subscribe to in these scriptures? And what he was about to show you is, how did your forefathers get over to this side of the earth? What would you say?
This now some by slavery.
Okay.
Some of us are here already. Some of us.
That's
some of us may be here by
biblical.
themselves.
But I'm saying yours, your lineage. When it comes to your, you don't know.
Yep.
So what I'm going to show you is a lot of times we want to pull from things that don't subscribe to us. Right? Read this real quick.
Exodus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Yeah.
Against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against any man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
God puts a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. What's that difference? He called the Egyptians dogs. Do we come from dogs? Do you come from a lineage of dogs? You definitely don't. So guess what? We got to figure out what lineage do we come from. Believe it or not, we come from the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. I know because you're at a point right now where you're even trying to figure it out. We are the only nation of people that are constantly searching in different religions, different historical facts, different books, right? Different shows, YouTube, whatever it may be. We're trying to find who we are. God says that's going to be the case. Isaiah 1 and 3. That's the other one? Isaiah 1 and 3. You're not the only one. I remember coming up, I took hold, the only thing that I took hold to was in terms of movements. I didn't really think about the identity part of things when it comes to nationality. It wasn't until I heard the word of God. God has said, nation of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, the nation of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. Time and time again, we got to figure out who those people are, right? Read what you got.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So right now, Isaiah is comparing Israel to two dumb animals, an ox and an ass. They both know their owner, meaning what? You leave them away from home, best believe they know how to get back. They know exactly where home is. But what? Read.
But Israel doth not know.
But Israel does not know. They don't know where their home is. They don't know what lineage they come from. They don't know their nationality. They don't even know what the God that they say they serve, they don't even know what he looks like. Read.
My people doth not consider.
My people don't consider, meaning what? On a day-to-day basis, we go through life like we're nobodies. Not knowing that God put us on top of all the nations on the earth in the very beginning. But because due to our sin, he decided, Jeremiah 17:4, he allowed us to be stripped away from our heritage. He allowed us to be stripped away from what? That nationality, meaning the Israelites. That's who we are. Read.
Chapter 17 and verse 4.
Jeremiah
chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue.
This is prophecy. This is the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah is letting you know, even me, even the prophet Jeremiah would what?
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So when you think of the word heritage, what do you think of? You said passed down?
Something that's in your heritage, something that you know.
Right. So the term we like that coincides with that is what? Culture. What does black culture look like today? And be real. When you turn on social media, you turn on YouTube, what does our culture look like today?
Not good.
Not good, right? We say our culture is what? Basically the spread. When we look at the foods that we eat, pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, right? All things that defile our temple. When we look at the music that we listen to for our so-called culture, our heritage, it doesn't resemble what we really are according to God. You see what I'm saying? The heritage that we've been given since we've gotten here off the slave ships is not the heritage that God gave us. And I'm going to show you what the heritage is that we discontinued from. Read.
Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them.
So he gave us the laws of God for a heritage. That is the entire purpose of us being put on this earth. He gave us the laws of God to keep as a nation of people. So now, give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12, because I want you to look at this sign. When you look at this sign right here, right on the right, these are the 12 sons of Jacob. You get what I'm saying? On this side, this is what they call the 12 sons of Jacob today. So which one would you identify with? If you had to fill out a job application, what do you typically put down? Black, African American? Say black. Okay. So Jesus Christ, which you know to be a black man, correct? He's from the tribe of Judah. The same tribe as you. You get what I'm saying? So this is all what it goes back to. This is the heritage that we've been taken away from. All right? Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Just because you gotta get back to work. All right, so look, I'm gonna read just one scripture because now that you know who you are, right? There's only so much we can go over in a matter of time. It's up for you now. Go back and read the scriptures. Prove whether or not what we brought out today is false or is it true. You get what I'm saying? But there's a requirement with knowing this, because with great power comes what? Great responsibility. So if we want to be rulers of the earth, if God referred to us as gods, best believe there's a requirement. You get what I'm saying? Read.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
So he's about to give different characteristics that we always claim that we worship God through. We fear God. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
He said that we walk in all his ways. Read.
And to love him.
He said that we love God. Read.
And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
And all of us say that we serve God. Read. Now let's see how we do it. Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
That is how we do all of those things, to keep the commandments. So real quick, Leviticus 21 and 5. I'm going to show you a commandment you can start keeping right now. Because I can see, do you trim down your beard? Okay, do you think that's a commandment that God gave us? So when you think about, right, we think about the animal kingdom. When you look at a lion and a lioness, how can you differentiate between the two? That's see what I'm saying? Now, during the time of slavery, they used to shave our face, and then what would they call us? Boy. So much to the point where we do it and we don't think twice about it. Everything has a meaning. God gave us a beard for a reason, right? To tell a difference between what? A man, a woman, and children. Read.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So that's another thing. We're not supposed to bald our heads. Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Meaning what? Wherever your beard can grow, you got to let it grow. You know what I'm saying? That's why mine look like the way it do. That's why mine look like the way it do. Yeah, I don't get the 4 things. So look, you see, I'm letting what I can grow because it's a commandment. Best believe in the kingdom, when God gives us those immortal bodies, our beard gonna be looking right. You get what I'm saying? But you gotta grow what you can grow now. So like I said, I know you gotta leave. Do you know what today is? Let me get one more commandment. Do you know what today is?
I know what day it is, but not what today is. But it's,
Okay, what day are we supposed to go to church?
I believe it's
Believe it should be Saturday. Okay, let's. What are you gonna say?
Saturday.
Right, it is. Now, do you know what we're supposed to do on the Sabbath day? All right, so we're gonna go into that. Get 31:16 first, and then we're gonna get no buying no.
Exodus chapter 31 and verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. Best believe the Sabbath day goes back to that word we talked about. That's a part of our culture. That's a part of our heritage that we've been stripped from.
But he don't
You know
look
what I'm
like
saying?
him.
God said that they're supposed to do it throughout their generations. We're still generating on the earth today. How do I know? You just said you come from the tribe of Judah. I come from the tribe of Benjamin. Read.
For a perpetual covenant.
Perpetual. The word perpetual means forever, ever. Read.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel.
It's literally a sign between God and his people. would make that day pretty important, wouldn't it? Read.
Forever. And for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth.
So in 6 days, he made heaven and earth. Read.
And on the seventh day he rested.
He rested. He rested, meaning what? He worked on the earth and heaven for those 6 days, and on the seventh, he did not do any work. So what does that mean? We're not to work on the Sabbath day, which he said is Saturday. You're correct. When you look at your calendar, you look at the first day of the week, it's going to show Sunday. That seventh day is going to be Saturday. So guess what? We're not supposed to work. Now let's show them by. Nehemiah 10:31. Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 31. Because we're not supposed to buy, we're not supposed to cook. All these different things we never knew. And guess what it goes back to? Because Jeremiah told us we would discontinue from our heritage. So best believe when you have that conversation, you said you have that conversation with, you said it's your brother, your cousin, your cousin. Do you know where he is? Like, do you know in terms, is he with a organization of some sort?
Got the same stuff on y'all got.
Okay, so he's purple. Is he here or is he another? He's in Texas. Okay, so read this.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them.
So at this point in time, before we were discontinued from our heritage, we knew as a nation that if any of the other nations tried to come sell, right, or buy anything from us, we would not partake in it. Because it was our custom, because God told us not to sell or buy on the Sabbath day. Read.
That we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath, or on the holy day.
Or on the holy days. Going further into that word heritage, is Thanksgiving our heritage? Right? Is Christmas our heritage? None of these days that we keep as his birthday is our heritage.
Birthdays.
No. Do you keep any of those days?
Yeah.
You said it with a smile. I keep them. So you're going to be keeping Thanksgiving coming up. Why would you keep that if it's not your heritage? If God never gave that to you.
No, I think
You get what I'm saying? So look, if you got to go, like I said, check out the flyers. All right? And keep tapping in with your cousin.
I'm looking into it.
All right, yes, sir. What's going on?
This is Mo. I'm about to turn the speaker around.
You said Bo?
Mo.
Mo. How you doing, Mo?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
It symbolizes the, how you say it? Sacrifice.
The resurrection?
The sacrifice.
The sacrifice. Okay.
And so he also, he said that he listens to different denominations and he picks through, and God speaks.
In other words, it's like I'm eating fish. You eat fish, you gotta watch out for the bones.
Right, for the bones. Okay. So one of the things that you haven't, let me say this. It feels like it's like fish to you is the cross still. You don't see a reason to spit it out like a bone right now, right?
Right.
Okay. So give me Isaiah 30:1. Because I'm gonna ask you.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, to a certain point, I do see a reason to spin it. It's like I'm taking in this, I'm going around this. I'm taking it like eating fish. I'm not just
eating, consuming it all at once.
Watching out for the bones.
Wrong, right.
So if you keep gobbling, you mess around and get choked. So hey.
Right, and what I'm saying is that cross, what you've taken from to establish and consider and make the decision to say, I'm going to wear this cross, you don't deem it fit to spit that out right now. You consumed it, is what I'm saying. You get the analogy you gave. I'm doubling back off your analogy. Right. Meaning what? You deem it fit to keep the cross on. You haven't seen a reason to take it off, is what I'm saying, right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you. Now, this is what I would challenge you to do.
This cross represents the death and the resurrection.
Okay, that's what we've been taught. But I would challenge you for this. Have you ever did a deep dive into the history on when that came around? Was that only during the time of Rome? You said, no, you haven't. So this is where you got to go do the research.
On time I read it, and it came along, it's when it was crucifixion.
Okay, when it was a
The time was
crucifixion.
a crucifixion. They made him put him on the cross.
So
I know he ain't that color, so hey, I know he's that color. It's not really that right there. That's like a grave image too, because we don't really know who he was.
it's just a depiction. No one sits this up at night and says, God, and starts praying to it. We give a depiction because our people don't have an image of what he looks like.
Right.
We think that this image right here, all these images right here, as soon as our people say this, when we have little kids come up, which one's Jesus Christ? Hold on.
That ain't no different from that. You're doing the same thing. Same thing.
Okay, so
This right here, showing that.
Hosea 3 and
They
4.
both same thing. Only thing you just got a different skin tone. Same thing.
Okay, did
Those
God...
are images.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, you're gonna get one group of people on earth that comes to that color.
Mo, bear with me. Mo. You're rambling. Listen. We got to do what I want the word of God to come out. Now, let me ask you a question. Did we or did we not have images during the times when we had the temple set up and things of that nature? Did we or did we not have images? Or have images in our Bible? You say we didn't.
Hey,
You say
we did have images.
Okay.
What's going on now? Basically, these images, it's an audio control.
Oh, you're jumping. I simply asked, did we have images during the old times? You say we didn't. Is the Bible going to say we did? So why are you contrary to the Bible? We're going to read it for you, though. Hosea 3 and 4. Read that.
Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For the children of Israel shall abide many days.
This is the King James Bible, 1611. Right? So read it again.
For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image.
Without a what?
Without an image.
Without an image. So guess what? Now in these last days, we're bringing those images back to our people. Right. So now, 1 Maccabees 3 and 48.
That's why I tell people, when we go to honor in Christ, you're going to make a cross ready.
Okay.
Make it a mirror. You know why the mirror? You know why I say a mirror?
Why?
When you look in the mirror, you can see yourself.
Okay. The mirror is the Bible. But
I know the mirror is the Bible, but I'm talking about the cross of the mirror.
Right, but listen, this is what I'm saying. The image, the importance of showing the image is that what? We had images set up, we had different things set up. What I'm trying to show you is that cross was never something we established as something to worship or to put upon ourselves.
Right.
Read what you got.
1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen hath sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Those same images that we had, the enemy, the other nations, sought to paint the likeness of their images. Meaning what? They painted over and colored them white. They did it with our Messiah and they did it with all the prophets. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So now let me tell you this. Not usually, every time if an image is changed, what else do you think they change with it? They changed people, and what else? If they changed the color of Christ, what else do you think they changed that came with Christ? What did he bring on earth with him to teach the people? Gospel, right? A message. Now I'm going to ask you this. In his message, did he ever tell for us to put crosses around our necks? He didn't, so where did that message come from? That's where you got to go back and study. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's the importance of knowing the image, because then, therefore, you can identify key things on what? Christ never told me to identify with this. Think about it like this. You got a family member. Your family member gets shot down in the streets, right?
Right.
By whether it's gang violence, whatever it may be, by the police officer. Are you going to pick up that AK-47 or the Glock, whatever it may be, and put it around your neck? You wouldn't do that. So why do we think in our minds then, therefore, to say, I'm going to pick up the cross and put it on my neck, the same cross that he was murdered, tortured, right? All these gruesome things done to him. Why do we then, therefore, pick it up and put it upon our necks? These are the questions we got to start asking ourselves. So give me Habakkuk 2 first. Habakkuk 2. God talks about the graven image. Believe it or not, that's a graven image, my brother. Why we wouldn't be out here telling you this for no reason. There's tons of history you can go to before the time of Rome when they were using the cross to torture the Israelites. Right. They literally made it for that purpose. Right. You get this? It didn't just institute itself during the time of Rome. It was pre-Rome. So read what you got.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 18. What profiteth the graven image?
But that's a question for you, Mo. What profit is there in the graven image? Does that protect you? It doesn't. How do I know that? Because rappers, right? Our people in the hoods every day wear a cross, and guess what? They still dying at an alarming rate. The cross is not protecting us from anything.
I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it as a protection. I'm looking at it as God on it, what he died for.
But listen what God is asking. He's asking you a question. Read it again.
What profiteth the graven image?
What profit is there in the graven image? Read.
That the maker thereof hath graven it. The molten image and a teacher of lies.
That's the point. That's the point. Because we said that image, right? And then what? The image came with the gospel. Within that gospel, we started putting on things that symbolize what we thought was within the scriptures, but it's not. White angels, right? White Jesus. And what else? The cross. So that cross is a symbol of lies.
So it all ties into what I've been talking about.
Control. Exactly. Control. Because you want to know how? What's on every church in the black community? A cross. Right. What change has taken place since churches have been in the black community?
Not all churches got crosses in them.
But if you step inside of a church, what are you gonna see? Hey, come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a cross.
Right.
That cross is a resemblance of what? Christianity.
Right.
Christianity. Did God give us Christianity or did he give us laws and commandments?
Laws and commandments.
Exactly. That was never to be given to us. We were never supposed to worship a cross. So, read.
Okay. I'm getting where you come from somewhere.
Oh, what's going on?
It's another form of control.
Exactly. You said it. It's another form of control. Read.
That the maker of his work trusteth therein.
The maker of his work. Meaning what? The makers of that were not the prophets and the apostles. None of the people came from this Bible. You get what does that make sense? So now, give me Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30 and 20. I'm going to show you what you got to do with that idol. Best believe if God declared the end from the beginning, he knew everything that was going to be taking place. He knew what false prophets were going to be coming on the earth. He knew everything. So now let's see what God says you got to do with that graven image. Because you understand what? It's a form of control. God understands that as well. And he's going to give you a solution. Read.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 22. Ye shall defile also the the covering of thy graven images.
Read it again.
Ye shall defile.
You shall what?
Defile.
Defile. What does the term defile mean to you? When you hear the word defile, what do you think that means?
Dirty.
Right.
Dirty.
Exactly. Right. Destroy it. Defile it. Right. Read.
Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images.
Those same images that teach us lies, God is saying you should destroy those graven images. Read.
Of silver.
Of silver. You got a silver cross on right now. Read.
And the ornament of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a menstruous cloth.
But the point is, it's a teacher of lies.
It's not serious. It's black.
Okay, we're not going to play semantics. You still got a graven image on.
I know what you're saying.
But what did God just say? Because I don't want you to miss the point. Whether or not the color. So what did he say?
I'm not missing the point.
What did he say to him, Mo? I'm listening. What did he say? What did he say we're supposed to do with it?
Destroy it.
Destroy it how? Read it again. Read it again.
Thou shalt cast them away as a menstruous cloth.
What is a menstruous cloth? Meaning, you see how it's comparing the graven...
A mistress cloth?
Yes, it's menstruous... No. Menstruous cloth.
Oh, menstruous cloth.
Yes.
Okay.
So meaning what? When a woman is on her cycle, the same cloth that she uses to help her in that department, guess what? God is comparing that image, that covering, that graven image to that. And he says you're supposed to cast it away. Do women keep that after they're done with it?
It's filthy. Dirty.
Right, exactly. Do women keep that when they're done with it? What do they do?
If they do something wrong with it.
What do they do with it though? They throw it in the trash.
Right.
So what are you supposed to do with that graven image?
Throw it in the trash.
What you gonna do right now?
Get rid of it.
We waiting. You gotta throw it.
Ain't got no problem with it. No problem.
I'm looking at the cross. You got to take that cross off and chuck it. Throw it away.
I want the chain, though.
Yeah, keep the chain, but throw that cross away because it's a teacher of lies, my brother.
That's right.
Throw it as far as you... Hey, there you go. All praises. All praises. Because look, Mo, at one point, I'm gonna tell you something. At one point, if we go on my old Facebook account, right? Before I was privy to this information, they used to have things that pop up that be like, if you believe in Jesus Christ, then double tap, then like this, right? Got a big cross next to him. And guess what he looked like? He looked like this man right here. And best believe at that time, guess what I thought? I thought that was Jesus Christ. But it wasn't until a prophet, right, on this same side, not in the same setting, but showed me the same thing. He said, look, bro, we've been lied to. You know what I'm saying?
Melanated. We don't want to get melanated.
Exactly. So then,
for the sun. That's why we can take the sun in it.
So then look, let me ask you this, right? So now you just learned a commandment today. We're not supposed to be wearing graven images. And you take heed to it. All praise to the Most High. Now, nationality. This is the most important thing I want you to know. What tribe do you come from? You come from the tribe of Judah. So, what do you think, Deuteronomy 10 and 12, one more time. What do you think is the requirement for knowing who you are? Because I said the terminology earlier. With great power comes what? They say it in all the Marvel movies. When the superheroes are about to get his power, they say, hey, look, with great power comes what? Great responsibility.
Right.
God is going to give us power over all the nations on the earth.
That's right.
But guess what? We got to show we're responsible before we get that power.
Right.
And how do we do that? Let's see. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So God said the requirement is to fear him, to walk in all his ways, to love him, and to serve him with all thine heart, mind, and soul. Now let's see how we do those things. Read.
To keep the commandments.
To what?
To keep the commandments.
To keep the commandments. Do you know what today is? Exodus 20 and 8. Do you know what today is?
Saturday, I don't know what day it is.
Or let me ask you this. I plan on going to, if I was like, man, look, I'm trying to find a church. What day would I be thinking about going to church on?
Sunday. Oh, today is Sabbath day.
Well, you're right. Today's the Sabbath day. Now, do you know what we're supposed to do on the Sabbath day?
Yes.
Rest. What else? Give me some things on Sabbath.
You know what I'm saying?
You can keep there, but give me some more. If you don't know, that's what we're here for.
Worship. Oh,
Yeah, we're supposed to worship him, yeah.
do what you're doing now.
Okay, exactly, right? Go out to the people, teach things of that nature. But I'm going to show you some more things that you can start to do to be able to keep the Sabbath. Give me Leviticus 23 and 3. I would say this is one of the most important things. All of them are important because we find many times throughout the scriptures when people broke this, they were put to death. But this one right here is very important for you because right now you don't have a place of gathering. You get what I'm saying? And guess believe it's a law according to God. Read.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord, Sabbath of rest and holy convocation.
Holy convocation. That simply means a holy gathering. So you got to figure out. We have a school, Mo. I would love for you to come check us out today. What you doing today? You're working on your wife's car. But we're here every Saturday. Lord's will. All right. But I'm not saying here. We literally have a school. We have a place of learning where we got what? We got brothers that got their wives, that got their children that's there right now getting ready to learn the word of God for the day. You're more than welcome to come with us. You need help in this journey. You hearing this and then going back to the same things that you were doing, it's no point. It's vain. You get what I'm saying? So you got to take heed and come learn who you are. You're only going to be able to do this with the help of others. I'm telling you from experience.
Well, hold on.
What's going on?
Same thing what I'm doing. What's the same thing I'm doing?
You said, what's the same thing you're doing?
Yeah.
Are you going to be celebrating Thanksgiving coming up? Be real.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat. Okay. Christmas.
Oh, okay, I got to talk about
You see what I'm saying?
pagan holidays.
Exactly. So you know they're pagan, but you plan on celebrating Thanksgiving. Why is that the case?
Oh. Because they did.
Say it again. I want you to say it again. You on point. Say it again. What'd you say? Because of what?
It's
Because of that image. All of those holidays come from this image.
That's right.
So guess what? Now you gotta ask yourself, what holidays come with this image of Black Messiah? What holidays come with that? There's one coming up, the Feast of Dedication. We have one today. What's up? What you thinking of? Passover?
No, it comes when you have somebody each count on each one of the.
That's what he just said, dedication.
Right, Feast of Dedication.
That's the name of it.
That's the name of the high holy day that you're thinking of, or the feast.
Yeah,
Hanukkah.
it's
I'm thinking of
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Right.
Yeah,
Same thing, Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah.
Wait, they celebrated.
They like candles.
Right. But the Jewish, you're thinking of Jewish. Yeah.
Thing on who?
The Jewish.
Oh.
Meaning the ones that are in Israel today.
I can't think what, but I know they color candles, and they like one of these things.
But my point in being is that this image comes a lot of lies, right? The cross, we learned one, you defiled it. All praise to the Most High. Now, even further, what else comes with this image? Holidays. Christmas is not in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? It's not of God. So why are we doing it?
Right.
We got to figure out what feast days God gave us. And I was going to touch on one today. Today is not only a Sabbath, but guess what? Did you notice anything different about the moon last night?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
The clock is ticking, and he getting ready to come back.
43.
But what is this? What is the moon there for to tell us? What is it meant for? What was it made for? It's an instrument of time.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And God gave the Israelites, which is you come from the tribe of Judah, he gave us it as a commandment to keep. We were supposed to gather ourselves together last night and what? Observe the new moon. These are the things that come with that correct image. The true depiction of Christ. What you got?
Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times.
A declaration of times. Meaning what? When you see a moon in its fullness, that is a sign of a new month.
Right.
That is how we've always tracked time. But since we were stripped from our nationality, stripped from our heritage, and now we serve our enemies, guess what? Our enemy has decided to what? He thinks he can change times, right? And so now we got to come back to what that true time was. What did God establish as this day from that day? How do you know from this month to that month? The new moon, what you seen last night, is a sign of a new month. Read.
And a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast. A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection. Meaning what? It was in its full perfection last night. That's why you noticed it. You're like, dang, man, that moon looking bright. You see how many things we walk around with on a day-to-day basis, and we never understand the purpose of them? You get what I'm saying? This is why I say it's important. You got to come congregate. That's the only way you're going to be able to build on your foundation now. Because if you try to stay alone, your spirit is not going to be able to keep withstanding all the trials. You're going to need a brother to help you go through some things.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is